Stop everything you're doing right now and pay attention. What I'm about to show you can create real change in your life, and that's just in 7 days. This is not an exaggeration, it's not empty talk, and it's certainly not a hollow promise. It's real practice. It's philosophy put into action. It's Stoicism working in real life. And when you allow yourself to truly live it, the results are inevitable. Do you want to become a firmer, more centered, calmer person amid the chaos of daily life? Then start now, today. The actions I'm going to present to you are simple but powerful. If you genuinely put them into practice, you will feel the difference in your thoughts, your actions, your choices, and even in how others perceive you. In just 1 week, you could look in the mirror and hardly recognize yourself due to the positive impact it will have. The rule is clear. It's not enough to just watch or read. You have to apply it. You have to feel it in your bones. You have to test it with determination. Each lesson here should be experienced as if it's urgent and essential, because deep down, it truly is. Stay with me until the end, because the last action is the most challenging and, precisely for that reason, the most transformative. It ties everything together with strength and helps you not only improve for a few days, but create a new way of living. Are you ready for this journey? Then take a deep breath, and let's get straight to the point. Too much noise, not enough silence. You wake up, and even before opening your eyes, you can feel the stress in the air. Your phone pinging, 1,000 messages, bills to pay, social media comparing you to everyone else. The day hasn't even started, and your mind is already cluttered. But here's the truth that no one tells you. Your mind wasn't made to handle so much noise all the time. Stoicism teaches that inner strength is born in silence. And today, taking a moment to pause has become almost an act of courage. It's like rowing against the tide. But that's where the difference lies between merely surviving and truly living. So, for the next 7 days, make a pact with yourself. Set aside a moment each day to experience total silence. Just you, your breath, and the present moment. It could be in your car before heading to work. It could be sitting on the couch at night with your eyes closed. The place doesn't matter. What matters is that it's a moment just for you. It's in this silence that you will rediscover what really matters. You'll remember your true priorities. You'll see more clearly what the noise of the world hides. Your strength, your calm, your essence. The practice is simple. Turn everything off, take a deep breath, and observe your thoughts without clinging to any of them. Don't try to solve anything. Just look, just notice. And you might feel, perhaps for the first time in a long time, that you are the one in charge of your mind. Not your phone, not the world. You. This is the first step towards a cleaner, more focused, more present mind, and a lighter one too. Trade impulse for observation. Now that you've learned to find silence within yourself, here comes the second challenge. Don't react on autopilot. Instead of acting on impulse, observe. Most people live in quick response mode. Someone speaks harshly, and they reply immediately. A small frustration arises, and they get irritated instantly. A mistake happens, and they panic. But Stoicism proposes something completely different. Pause, think, and choose how to act. For the next 7 days, practice the so-called sacred pause between what happens and what you do next. Received criticism. Before responding, ask yourself, is this worth my stress? Someone was rude in traffic. Breathe deeply. A plan went awry. Before getting frustrated, see what you can learn from it. This small pause can change everything. It can prevent arguments, regrets, and hasty decisions. And the best part, the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Being calm isn't being weak. On the contrary, letting things slide isn't a sign of passivity, but of wisdom. The person who masters their emotions is stronger than one who wins 1,000 battles, as an ancient sage once said. And don't think this is just theory. More calm and aware people tend to perform better in relationships, work, and even in health. They say fewer foolish things, make better decisions, and live with less regret. You'll notice that by reacting less, you become more present. And present people are more admired, more respected, and harder to manipulate. The next step, see the extraordinary in the ordinary. If you've made it this far, congratulations. This shows that you truly want to grow. And now comes one of the most powerful actions, learning to see greatness in simple things. Most people go through life waiting for something extraordinary to happen. A perfect job, a cinematic romance, a magical turnaround. But the Stoic sees it differently. They transform the ordinary into the extraordinary through their own attitude. Waking up early and taking care of your health is already a victory. Keeping a promise, even a small one, shows character. Doing what's right when no one is watching, that is silent greatness. During this week, try to make every moment an opportunity for practice. Wash the dishes mindfully. Listen to someone genuinely, without thinking about your response. Do a tedious task with total presence. These details shape your character much more than you realize. The secret lies in recognizing that life happens now. It's not when you have more money or when everything is perfect. It's in that cup of coffee you drink. It's in the conversation with someone you love. It's in your ability to be fully present in every gesture, no matter how small. A new path begins with small steps. These Stoic practices aren't magical, but they are powerful. They're simple, but they require courage. And most importantly, they work. If you commit for just 1 week, you'll notice the difference. But if you continue beyond that, you could build a new lifestyle, calmer, wiser, stronger. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to get it right all the time. What matters is to keep trying, one day at a time. One moment of silence each day. One pause before responding. One more attentive look at the present moment. In the end, that's what Stoicism teaches us. We don't control the world, but we can control how we react to it. And that alone changes everything. So, take a deep breath and start today. But before we begin, if you've made it this far, it's because you're committed to your evolution. So hold on tight, because the next lesson will take you to another level, transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary. The simple act of seeing greatness in small things is already a sign of a strengthened mind. If this content touched you in any way, leave a comment saying, "I see value in the simple." That way, I'll know you're ready to live with more presence, purpose, and truth. Transform simple tasks into rituals that change your mind. Many people believe that growing in life depends on monumental changes. Moving to a new city, landing a new job, or spending a fortune on a self-help course. But the ancient Stoics understood something that few grasp today. True change begins in the details of everyday life. It's in what seems trivial that we genuinely start to transform. Washing dishes, making the bed, folding laundry, activities that many do on autopilot, reluctantly or even grudgingly, can become powerful tools for focus, calm, and discipline. They aren't just chores. They can be moments of mental and emotional training. Choose one task that you already do every day, just one, and treat it with respect. Do it slowly, with your full attention, without complaining. Approach it as if it were something special, like a practice in concentration. Each movement becomes an exercise in presence. Each repetition strengthens your mind to remain calm, even when everything seems to go wrong outside. Great men and women of the world didn't become famous for doing something spectacular every now and then. They stand out because they do the simple things with excellence every day. If you take this exercise seriously for the next 7 days, you'll notice real changes. Your way of thinking shifts, your posture changes, even the tone of your voice transforms. Because those who learn to take good care of the little things are preparing themselves to face life's big challenges. And that is far more powerful than it seems. If this idea resonates with you in any way, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And if you want to dive deeper, become a member. There, we practice together, share experiences, and you receive exclusive content that isn't available anywhere else. True change doesn't happen overnight. It requires consistency, and this channel exists to support you on that journey. Create your own life rules and live by them. After you start training discipline with everyday tasks, it's time to take a bolder step. Create your own Stoic rules and put them into practice in the real world. For a long time, we've followed norms whose origins we don't even know. Things we've been told since childhood. What to wear, how to behave, what's right to feel or not feel. But now it's time to change the game. Stoicism offers something liberating. Decide which values truly matter to you and stick to them firmly. For the next 7 days, write one rule each day. Just one. Simple, direct, and something you will commit to seriously. It could be something like, today I won't complain about anything. Today I will listen more and talk less. Today, I won't compare myself to anyone. Write your rule early in the day, jot it down on a piece of paper, or set it as your phone wallpaper. The important thing is to remember it throughout the day. Don't view it as an obligation, but as a commitment to yourself, a way to train your identity, a method to strengthen who you are. When you uphold small truths every day, you build a strong internal foundation. And this strength doesn't rely on compliments, likes, or external approval. It comes from within. The more you live by your own rules, the harder it becomes for the world to throw you off balance. You don't need to impress anyone. The idea here is to refine your character, day by day. Each rule you put into practice is like sharpening a sword. And while it may seem simple now, when you face a tough situation later, you'll be prepared. Have the courage to say what needs to be said. Many people suffer more from what they avoid than from what they confront. One of the biggest sources of suffering is postponed conversations. Those talks we know we need to have but keep pushing aside out of fear. An apology, a justified request, a boundary that needs to be set. Stoicism doesn't teach us to flee from difficult situations. It teaches us to face them head on, with calm and firmness. And that's what you're going to practice now. Choose a conversation you've been avoiding. It doesn't have to be a fight. It could be something you've been holding on to for a long time. A truth that needs to be spoken. A pain that needs to be shared. A question that needs clarification. In the coming days, commit to having that conversation. Not for the outcome it might bring, but for the strength you'll develop in the process. That's true courage, speaking from the heart even when it's scary. Before you start, prepare yourself. Take a deep breath. Think carefully about what you need to say. Speak calmly. Be honest but kind. Don't go in with anger or the intention of winning an argument. Go in with the desire to be real. And you know what usually happens? Instead of things getting worse, they often get better. You feel lighter. The other person understands you better. And most importantly, you grow. Because avoiding discomfort is easy, but living with truth requires courage. And living with courage makes you whole. Live a whole day being yourself, without masks. After practicing silence in simple tasks, creating your own rules, and facing difficult conversations, here comes one last challenge. Live an entire day without worrying about what others think. That's right, a day without trying to please, without pretending to be someone you're not. A day being 100% yourself, with your flaws, your truths, your essence. We live surrounded by expectations. We constantly try to fit in. But Stoicism invites us to be authentic, to live honestly, to do what's right, even when no one is watching. Choose a day to set aside your masks. Wear what you want. Speak your way. Do what you believe is right, even if no one understands. Don't post to show off. Don't mold yourself to fit in. Just be, and on that day, pay attention to how you feel. The lightness of being true to yourself is liberating. The more you practice this, the stronger you become. You stop being a prisoner of others' opinions and start living with more truth, more peace, and more freedom. The power lies in the simple, the constant, and the true. Everything you've seen here may seem basic, but the truth is that well-executed simplicity transforms. What changes your life isn't grand gestures, but small, well-practiced habits every day, transforming common tasks into moments of presence, creating meaningful personal rules, having the courage to speak clearly, and living authentically. This is Stoicism in action. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to start, one step at a time. And if you stay committed for 7 days, you will notice profound changes. Take a deep breath, choose your first step, and start now. The rest you build by living. Live a day as if no one is watching you. Now be honest with yourself. How many of the things you did today were truly your own decisions? And how many of your actions have been influenced by the fear of being judged, the desire to please others, or the pressure to appear as something you don't even feel you are? In the coming days, try living an entire day as if the world has disappeared, as if no one is watching you or expecting anything from you. Imagine that only you know what you're doing, how you're acting, and what you're choosing. If no one were to see you, how would you dress? What words would you use? How would you behave in the small situations of your day? This exercise is powerful. As you do it, you start to realize how many of your actions are based on appearances rather than truth. Wear what makes you feel good. Speak with sincerity, always with respect, but without hiding what you think. Choose what aligns with your beliefs, not what others expect. This practice, although it may seem simple, reveals how much of our routine is lived for others. It shows how we often act trying to please, to appear strong, intelligent, or successful, even when inside, we just want to be accepted for who we really are. When you stop living to please an invisible audience, something changes. You begin to walk lighter, speak more truthfully, and treat yourself with more kindness. And ironically, it is precisely at this moment, when you stop trying to impress, that the genuine respect of others starts to appear. The Stoic does not need the approval of others to feel good. They live peacefully because they know who they truly are. They are not swayed by compliments or criticisms because their strength comes from within. This doesn't mean being arrogant or closed off, but rather firm, centered, and authentic. Now that you've experienced this freedom of living without masks, it's time to confront something even deeper. Face head-on what you've been avoiding for too long. It's time to be even more honest with yourself. We all have something we've been putting off. It could be a decision you keep delaying, a dream that has been tucked away, a conversation that needs to happen, or a life change that scares you. The problem is that we create excuses, busy ourselves with small things, and let time pass. And before we know it, we're trapped in a routine that feels safe but is really just fear in disguise. But Stoicism is not a philosophy for those who run away. It's for those who want to live truly, even with butterflies in their stomach. So here's the challenge. Choose one thing you've been putting off. It could be scheduling an appointment, updating your resume, getting back to training, starting that project sitting in a drawer, sending an important message, or even ending something that no longer makes sense. Now take a step, just one, but make it real, make it visible, make it actionable. It can be small, no problem. The important thing is to break free from paralysis. Because when you start to move, even with fear, you turn that fear into fuel. The truth is that waiting for the right moment is a trap. Courage is born from action, not from thought. The Stoic knows this. They don't wait for courage to knock on their door. They take the first step even while trembling. And the more you act, the more you strengthen your confidence. You start to understand that you are capable, that you are in control of your life, that you don't have to remain a hostage to excuses. And just by reading this far, you've already shown something important. You are committed to your growth. You're not just passing the time, you want to improve, change, and evolve. And that already puts you ahead of those who only complain but don't act. Congratulations on making it this far. If this text resonated with you in any way, comment below. Even if it's just to say, I'm grateful. That way, I'll know you made it to the end, firm and committed to your change. And of course, if you haven't done so yet, take a moment to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and share this content with someone who also needs this Stoic shift. On the screen, 2 videos will appear with even more practical lessons to help you continue on this journey. Click on them, watch attentively, and put it into practice. Because growth doesn't happen overnight. It comes gradually, with small choices made every day. These 7 Stoic lessons are not just pretty phrases. They are invitations to act differently. If you apply even just one of them consistently, your life will begin to change from the inside out. And it's not magic. It's a decision. It's not coincidence. It's effort. You chose to step out of automatic mode. You chose to grow. And that's already a great start. So tell me, which of these lessons impacted you the most? Which one will you put into practice right away? And if you're not sure what to write, just put down below, I'm grateful. That alone shows you stayed until the end, present, engaged, and seeking your best version. Now go ahead, click on the videos on the side and continue on this journey. Remember, the path of the Stoic is made up of daily steps, and your next step starts now.